Hi, it's Graham again. Some more books that I have read and I'm going to read. Now, there's some of these I've read years ago, some of them I've read recently, and yeah. Anyway, let's get on. Now, I read this as a child, and there was a TV series along with this book, and I absolutely adored this. It's the Queen's Nose by Dick King-Smith. If you don't know the story, it's about a girl called Harmony Parker who has she loves animals. She's just a 10-year-old girl who just loves animals, loves to get dirty playing in the garden, and she has a teddy bear. I can't remember what the teddy bear's called, actually. Where is it? Rex Rough Monty, that's the name of the teddy bear. Her Uncle Ginger visits from India or Africa, I think. From India. And he gives her a 50p piece, and she thinks that she's been hard done by because everyone else has had really expensive, nice gifts, and it turns out that her 50p piece has 6 wishes, which she can get if she rubs the side with the Queen's nose. She gets the 6 wishes, and good and bad things happen. And it's like a lesson learnt type of story, and it's a really good one. I'd never had a copy of my own. It was always borrowed either from school library or the city library, and I bought this about a year ago on Amazon, I think it was, and I paid, I think, about £1.50 for it. And about £2 for postage and packing, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favourite books of all time, and I did reread it when I got it about a year ago. So yes, that's The Queen's Nose. Now the next one that I've read quite recently is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I did enjoy this book, but I found the characters to be really quite unlikable. And quite, what's the word I can use, up themselves, I suppose you'd say. The story was good, and it sort of encapsulated what the 1920s were like, the glamour, the parties, decadence, hedonism, all that kind of thing, the great American dream. And this copy I love because it was actually co-designed by the publisher and Tiffany & Co, and it's based on designs that they had in the 1920s, which I think are just, it's lovely. It's a second-hand copy, it wasn't new. I think it was from Abe Books, and I think I got it for about £1.50, and I think about £2.49 postage and packing. But yes, it's a lovely book, and it was a good story. Very good story. Another book which I read, oh gosh, about 9-10 years ago when it first came out, was Stephen King and Cell. Now, I loved this book. It's the only Stephen King book that I've ever been able to sit through and read from start to finish. I didn't do it in one sitting because it's a big book and the writing is very small. And Stephen King has a propensity to digress and go off on tangents and tell other stories within the story, and I found that quite dizzying sometimes. But I did read it, and I'm proud that I've read it, and still, nearly 10 years later, it's the only Stephen King book that I have started and finished. But yeah, it was a good story, and according to the internet, they're making a film, which I would love to see because I think it's the kind of book that would translate well onto the screen. But yeah, anyway, that's that one. Stephen King, Cell. Brilliant book. Now, the next book I haven't read but have always wanted to, and it's Schindler's Ark by Thomas Keneally. Now this is obviously Schindler's List, the film that starred Liam Neeson, 1994 I believe. Obviously the book is Schindler's Ark, and it's about the Second World War and the Holocaust and the murdering of millions of Jews. And Oskar Schindler created a business, I think it was enamelware and pots and pans, that kind of thing, but he saved hundreds, if not thousands, of Jewish lives, and he was a German. And I believe that this is actually based on a true story. Yeah, based on a true story, and it's the type of book that I would love to read, but at the same time I think it would disturb me greatly. But we shall see. That's just, yeah, that's, oh, wow, that was clumsy. There's just a few books that I've read, enjoyed, want to read, and yeah, that's, actually there's a few other books that I'd like to show you, if I can, bear with me. Now, I am a very big fan of Agatha Christie, and like, she's my favourite author of all time. And some of the books that I've got of hers, like Poems by Agatha Christie. Now this is a very old copy and it's sun-bleached. It's obviously been sat on someone's shelf somewhere. One of these poems was actually read out by a friend at mine and my husband's wedding in 2012. So it's a prized possession. Other books like Destination Unknown. Now this is from the 1950s. And it's in really good condition. There's a couple of nicks and tears in it, but it's old. It's about 60 years old. But this, Agatha Christie is my favourite author of all time. I just love how she can weave a story, and the mysteries that she writes, the characters she's created, Miss Marple, Hercule Poirot, Parker Pyne, Tommy and Tuppence, and all those amazing characters, and I think she's just the best. Awesome woman, and by heck could she tell a story. But yeah, that's just a few more of the books and titles that I like and have read, and I'll bring more to you soon. For now, thanks. Bye.